Today, we'll introduce the front and rear panels of the NLP digital audio processor and the function of each interface. First, let's look at the front panel. It has two indicator lights and a USB audio interface. The first indicator is the power light. The second is the system status light. The third is the USB sound card interface. This USB interface can connect to PCs or Macs via USB-A. This allows you to play USB audio and record through the computer. Now, the rear panel has more interfaces. Starting from the left, let's look at each interface. The first is the power interface. It also has a manual power switch. The second is the Ethernet port. This port can connect to a PC, allowing control, debugging, and monitoring via processor software. The third is the Dante or AES network port. Both Dante and AES support redundancy. The fourth is the serial port interface. It connects via a Phoenix terminal, Euroblock. The serial port supports RS-232 and RS-485. Next is our GPI and GPO interface. This part supports 8 input and 8 output GPI and GPO interfaces. Moving on, the sixth is our analog output interface. The number of interfaces can be seen from the labeling, indicating how many inputs and outputs there are. On the far right is our analog input interface. The number of input interfaces can also be seen based on the labeling. The input interfaces support both mic level and line level signals. Finally, there is a reset interface. This reset is a button. It is a small reset button to restore factory settings in special circumstances. In terms of processor control, we also have various control panels. These can include button-based, screen-based, and more. The most common and frequently used methods are button and knob interfaces or display and knob interfaces for processor control. At the same time, our processor software is configurable. This means we can configure and select DSP usage within the software. I will later provide a detailed DSP tutorial. I won't elaborate further on this now. Our NLP series processors also support 6A DSP algorithms. These algorithms can improve overall performance and application scenarios in our NLP series. All of these algorithms and specific DSP usage will be covered in corresponding DSP tutorials later. In addition to software control, the processor can also be customized through a user interface to meet different functional requirements, providing simple and convenient control for operators. Our user interface also supports Android, iOS, and Windows PC systems. We can achieve overall control through different control methods. In addition to LAN control, the processor also supports cross-subnet and cross-VLAN communication. Regarding control, in addition to software control, we can also support third-party device control. We can control the processor via UDP, RS-485, or RS-232. We can control both controlled and controlling devices, with the processor controlling third-party equipment or third-party controllers controlling our processor. If the processor controls third-party devices, it can manage things like projectors, screens, lights, curtains, and timed power. That concludes our product introduction. Next, I will explain how to download the processor software.